Hello! Welcome back to my online English course. Today we are going to explain there is, there are. Firstly, when do we use there is, there are? To say that something exists or it doesn't. Let's take a look how we use it. There is plus a singular noun. So if you don't remember, singular noun, a book, a pencil, a TV, and so on. And we have a sentence, there is a pencil on the desk. So a pencil is our singular noun. We also make the plural by using there are plus plural nouns. For example, books, TVs, beds, and so on. We have a sentence, there are 5 glasses. This is about the positive form. Now let's make the negative. It's very simple. We just put there is plus not. So there is not. If we want to make a contraction, so the brief form, we say there isn't. And the plural, there are plus not. And the brief form, there aren't. And about the questions, it's very simple. We just change the places. So there is becomes is there. For example, is there a pencil on the desk? And for the plural, we say are there 5 glasses? So we just change their places. Now for there is and there are, this isn't the only use of them. We use them also as quantifiers, but we will explain it on the next part. We just finished filling the board and I know it looks like too many information, but don't get scared. We are going to explain it very easy for you. So let's start with the explanation of the word quantifiers. They are used to describe the amount of a noun without using numbers. So, for example, there is 1 book, there are 2 books, and so on. Instead of 1, 2, we use some words that are called quantifiers. And in our lesson, we have these quantifiers. Some, any, much, many, and a lot of. But before we explain that, let me explain you something else that is very important to understand the quantifiers. So countable and uncountable nouns. For some students it is very difficult when they learn English to understand that part, but it's not that difficult. Countable nouns, so there is a rule, a definition. What are they? They are nouns that can be counted by using numbers. For example, 1 chair or 0 eggs, 2 books, and so on. Uncountable nouns is the opposite. So it means a noun that cannot be counted by using numbers, like water, time, money, food. I know you are thinking maybe that we can count money. We say $3, $10, and so on. Okay, that's correct, but we are talking about the word money, which we can't count it. We can't say 1 money, 2 money, 3 money. And it is the same about water, time, and food, which many people think the same argument. Now that we have clear what are countable and uncountable nouns, let's go to our quantifiers. So I have divided them in pairs. We have some and any. Usually in many tests, you are required to choose between some and any. It's very simple. Okay, here there is a lot of information. So let's start with some. The meaning of some is a little, a few, or we use it when we talk about small numbers. We have a sentence, I buy some tomatoes. Remember, some is always used with countable and uncountable nouns, so both of them. You have no problems to remember anything else. The point is that you always use it with the positive form. You can't use it to make the negative form. For example, you can't say, I don't want some tomatoes, because some, it can't be used with a negative form. Instead of some, you can use any, the opposite of some. So any has the meaning 1 small quantity, or all. Here is also a sentence. I don't have any boxes. Or do you have any boxes? So any can also be used with questions, something that I have forgotten to write. Remember also that any is used with countable and uncountable nouns, so you don't have any problems at that part too. Another pair is much and many. Remember, much is used for uncountable nouns and many for countable. This is a way how you can remember when to use much and when to use many. Here you have a sentence about much. How much money do you have? So it is used with uncountable nouns, as we said. Mostly it is used with questions. Instead, many is used with questions, with a positive form and with a negative form. Here we have a sentence. There are not many students in the class. So this is the negative form, but you can say there are many students in the class, so the positive form, and you can ask, are there many students in the class? So you can also make questions by using many. And the last quantifier is a lot of, which is the same as the quantifier many. It is used with both of the three forms, so questions, positive and negative. And here you have also a sentence, there are a lot of children. And it is also used with uncountable and countable nouns. That's about the quantifiers. Let's go to the beginning, so to where we started all that. To there is and there are. So there is aren't quantifiers on themselves, but they are used together with quantifiers in some sentences. For example, you can say there is some milk. So we use the quantifier some. Or is there enough coffee? Enough is another quantifier. We're going to explain it in another lesson since it is a really big topic. There isn't any money. There are some students. Are there many people? That's how you can use there is plus quantifiers. Now I think you have it also more clear. Here I have also written a scheme that is going to help you to understand the connection between there is, there are with countable and uncountable nouns. There is also always used with singular countable nouns. There is one book. Or it can be used with all the uncountable nouns. There is some money. There are instead is only used with plural countable nouns. For example, 2 chairs. So that's about there is and there are. And don't forget to comment below if you have any questions or you want to discuss something, and please subscribe to our channel.